Alright guys, we're working on Night Fury, measures 11 through 37. I realize this is a big chunk, but most of it, the rhythms are very repetitive, and the whole section's almost repeat. The biggest difference is dynamics and then what octave some people are in. So let's look over some parts real quick. So starting at measure 11, this is our melody here. 1, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now, we've got to pay attention to key signatures. We are in concert F. So that means for clarinets and trumpets and tenor sax and bass clarinet, all of our Fs are sharp. For flute, trombone, baritone, oboe, tuba, E's and A's are natural. Those are notes we don't really like very much. Flute or bells, E's and A's are natural for you guys too. So the first thing that you need to do is go through all of 11 through 37, and you need to go ahead and mark your accidentals. Make sure you pay attention to the F sharps. So I'm going to mark this F sharp and this F sharp, and remember the rule that unless it's changed by an accidental, that's what it is. Key signatures stay the same. So there's another F sharp, and we've got some E naturals up here in flute and oboe land. Okay, saxophones, you've got C sharps, so we need to make sure we're marking these C sharps. Remember, C sharp is not a good note, so we definitely want to make sure that we play it correctly so it's not just bad because people are playing C and C sharp. And remember, it goes all the way through the measure, so this whole measure is C sharps for you guys altos. Paying attention to that. After you've gone through and you've marked all of your accidentals in this section, because there's a lot of them, we need to make sure that we mark our dynamics. So I'm going to grab my highlighter here, and I'm going to highlight these dynamics, just so we can kind of keep an eye on what's happening here. So we see this crescendo to a forte, which means that we know that we started a little bit softer at mezzo forte. We definitely wouldn't want this whole section to sound the same. So every time we repeat the melody, we should get a little bit louder or a little bit softer. There has to be a change, right? Rhythm-wise, guys, this is not a difficult song. The thing that's going to get us is these articulations and these dynamics, and knowing when to switch and making sure that we're playing our part correctly. Now at 29, we've got this really, really, really sudden change to a mezzo piano, and we've got first clarinets and alto saxophones and flutes that are playing high notes, which makes, it's backwards. It's really hard to play those high notes soft. So you guys are going to have to be, just drawing here, you're going to have to be very careful to make sure that you get that time change in there. Now we're going to go over this measure right here. Trombones, baritones, tuba, and bass clarinet have this measure. This is 31 and 32. You've got rest, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 3, 4, 1. You're going to be opposite the rest of the band here, so this is really super important part. It sounds like this. Now bass clarinet, you're going to notice that you have that in the middle of a whole lot of other stuff. So you're supporting, and Barry Sax, you too. You guys have this bass line underneath the woodwinds, plus you've got the low brass line that you're playing there. So make sure that you're practicing those parts with the metronome to get the transition between the two. It's going to feel a little bit funny. Now we're stopping today at 37. So looking at measure 36, bass clarinet, trombone, baritone, tuba, Barry Sax, that rhythm, that articulation. And we're getting softer there, okay? Even though we're going up. Which is opposite of what we're used to doing, okay? So let's back it up a little bit. We're going to play a couple of things here. I am going to start at measure 11, and I'm going to play the bass clarinet part for a second, which is the trombone, tuba, baritone, Barry Sax part. 1 and 3, rest, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. The tempo of this song is actually 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. You've got to keep it nice and tight. 1, 2, 11. Okay, that's that rhythm there for all of the low winds that are going on. You may need to practice this at like 120 to start with, especially the people that have the melody, in order to make sure that you're getting right notes and rhythms first, and then get it up to tempo. So I'm going to start at 11, and I'm going to play the melody part all the way down to measure 37, or to the end of 36. So this is the melody. Here we go. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. You got to keep those higher notes really quiet there, okay? Clarinets. Now, low winds, those of you that have the low part, you've got to keep that 1 and 3. I'm going to play this as the bass clarinet, trombone, baritone, bass sax part. Yep. And it looks like almost all of the rest of you have this. And then I'll play some of the tenor sax parts for you guys. So this is the low woodwinds, low brass section at 11. 1, 2, 3. There's a couple extra notes in the bass clarinet part that the low brass don't have. Now, tenor sax and horn. Your part's just a little bit different. You've got the same, almost a second clarinet and second trumpet. So you guys kind of are mixing parts together here. I'm going to play this for you. This is the horn and tenor sax part, starting at 11, and we'll play 3 measures. And then you're landing on that dotted half note, okay? So guys, really practice this with the metronome. Start at 120. Do a section at a time. A section or a phrase being 4 measures, okay? Make sure that you're going 4 measures before you breathe. Breathe in on the rests and the spaces. If you have 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, don't breathe between 4 and 1. 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. Make sure that we're pushing those phrases, okay? And if you have the dotted half note, then you can breathe on 4. But if you don't have a rest on 4, don't breathe as best you can on those bar lines to get that phrasing. All right, guys, good luck. Have fun practicing.